first goal is to show you, one, I want you to know who I am. And I want you, I eventually want to build trust. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is through building a relationship. Um,
Yeah, can I
and
just
what
add
I've done
right
is
here that a lot of times
what?
people think a sales conversation is to discuss your product or your service, and it's actually what you described, which is like to me, question number one is like, what are you trying to build? Like, what are you trying to like do in your life, in your business, blah blah blah. Like, how does this fit in? And it's actually more about them and what they're trying to do. And it doesn't really matter what your product does because it's different things to different people every single time. And so, no matter how, even if you've sold it 100 times on time 101, you still have to go back to the basics of who are you and what are you trying to do, right? Like, and not like, let me tell you about my thing. My thing is the greatest motherfucking thing on the face of the earth, even though my thing is
Oh man.
buy my shit.
Right. Yeah, buy my stuff. Yeah. I've had so many conversations. I definitely don't have the years of experience under my belt. You've come from a long line of marketing, and you've been a great mentor and coach to me in the agency space. So I appreciate that. Definitely adopted a lot of your philosophies. But have been fortunate enough to do some marketing for a lot of businesses, like well over 100 local businesses in different parts of the world. And I've come across conversations where that's exactly the mindset is, I'm the best pest control company in Bakersfield. Well, I know I've never, so I tell people now, I say I've never heard anyone advertise themselves as the second best.
Yeah, we're middle of the pack.
Yeah, we're just yeah, we're just your
We're as
average
mediocre as
everyday.
it comes. Call us.
Call us first, right? Yeah. And so right, so it's almost comical when you focus on yourself, uh because then people stop listening, right? So the idea of the trust bridge is that instead of that mindset, let's shift it away from us and towards the person on the other side of the table and say, okay, you don't know me. You don't know anything about me. You don't trust me. You don't have a reason to trust me. And so my first goal is to show you, one, I want you to know who I am. And I want you, I eventually want to build trust. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is through building a relationship. And the easiest way to like frame it, is the saying, you can never make old friends. Right? You can't make new old friends. Right? Whatever relationship starts today is new, and you have to build that over time. And I think it adds this time element to it, and that's the idea of the bridge, is that it doesn't just happen in one instance. It happens in a sequence of events that happen over a period of time, and you can't get away from that. You could be the best at anything in the world, and if you only had one experience with someone, it still doesn't build the amount of trust because there are so many factors. Are
Yeah.
you dependable? Are you reliable? Do you have integrity? Do you show up?
Yeah,
How
and I
well
would
can you
even
solve
add,
my
especially
problems?
in our space, like, are you still going to be doing this in 3 months? Because I've seen, as we kind of were talking off air, like people who were crypto experts, NFT experts, now they were TikTok experts, now they're AI experts. So like, if you only talk to me once today and you're a TikTok expert, I may not trust you to still be a TikTok expert 3 months from now, right? And so like,
Right.
how serious I'm going to take you as a business owner to potentially hire you is a lot lower if you're always doing something different, right? Like you said, it's a real relationship. Real relationships have multiple touch points.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I want to say, like, one of the courses I bought uh, early on in my career, it took the guy 18 months of advertising to me, to get me to, and a sales interaction, a couple sales interactions to get to the point where I was like, okay, yeah, I'll spend 5 grand.
Yeah.
I'll take that risk. So that's the idea. The trust bridge philosophy is, building, basically planks, right? So we call them trust points. Is you need to hit multiple trust points And I make the analogy, it's like, it's not touch points, right? It's not like, hey man, just following up, hey, just checking in.
Yeah.
It's like, those things are fine. There are lots of sales coaches out there that say, oh, don't do that. Like, I've closed plenty of deals just following up. But if I want to be strategic on the front end, then how can I provide value to this person without having to, um, with like, let's say, like, less intention, right? We want more intention. We want to uh, build trust and authority through like a strategic plan. And I'm going to do that through offering, you see, we talked about the lead magnet a little bit, right? It's like, the first time I heard the term lead magnet, I didn't know what it meant. I understood, like, oh, it's supposed to get you leads, but no one really talks about why it's supposed to get you leads and why people come to you and take that product in the first place.
Yeah.
And it's because it's strategically crafted and placed to help solve a problem, and then that creates a new problem, right? So you can kind of front end, back end it. I actually learned some of that from another kind of guru in the space, Alan Sultanic. But yeah, so that's the idea of the trust bridge, is that we're gonna, on the front end, before I ever talk to you, before you ever even know my name, I'm going to consider who you are, right? And I'm going to look at the problems that you have, at least in the abstract, and I'm going to plan for those, and I'm going to map out a sequence of steps that essentially become the roadmap for how we're going to build our relationship up until you buy. And we're going to do that with as much intention and empathy as we can. So that's kind of like the system that we put together. But the underlying philosophy is caring about other people and the plight of humanity.
Yeah.
I say the plight of humanity is that humanity doesn't,
or at the very least, the plight of the potential clients you're trying to work with, right? Like, you may not care about every human being everywhere, but you should certainly care about the ones you intend to do business with, or potentially, it's something to.
Hey guys, if you like this video, you'll also like my book on Amazon called Beyond the Agency Box, which you can also find by my name, Frankie Finn, and it's got a lot of awesome reviews. And it really just goes deeper on a lot of things we're talking about, everything you need to grow and start a lifestyle agency, from the stages you'll go through to getting clients, to how to create winning offers, to high value deliverables, to wowing clients, to building teams, to building systems, and building a boring factory that's like a 7-figure money machine for you. So if you're interested, I put links for you in the video description, as well as it'll be in the pinned top comment below, and make sure to check those out.